It's another daily update on United today, and we have news for you. Erik Ten Hag's future won't go away. We have updates on that until Ineos determines Erik Ten Hag's future. His news on whether he stays or whether he leaves Manchester United won't go away. We also have some very important updates on Mason Greenwood, who is currently on loan at Getafe in Spain. We've got news on him. We'll be bringing you all the updates on that. And also we have news on Kobbie Mainoo. We have also some updates on the team with regards to injuries, all here on United Today. We'll give you a breakdown when we come back from this. Thank you very much for joining us on United Today. If this is your first time, please remember to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Let's help grow this community together. It's very, very important for us. Thank you so much for joining. It's always a pleasure to come your way. So we have news on Erik Ten Hag. News on his future won't go away, like I said in my intro. So Simon Mullock of Sunday Mirror has provided some very interesting updates on Erik Ten Hag, and he is of the view that Erik Ten Hag may walk away from Manchester United if he is not given assurances by the club about the power he will be given with regards to the new structure that Ineos is putting together. Now, if you remember, prior to Ineos assuming control of the sporting operations of Manchester United, there were talks about, trying to delineate power from the manager when it comes to issues with regards to transfers. If you know how the current structure works, Erik Ten Hag has a big say with regards to which player comes and which player leaves. He actually insisted on that from his contract. You'd ask yourself, what kind of power is it? I'll read to you a quote that Erik Ten Hag gave to a Dutch newspaper called Trouw when he was asked about what kind of power that he demands or what kind of power that he needs. And this is what Erik Ten Hag said. He said, I set requirements in advance about how I want to work. If they aren't granted, I won't do it. I am ultimately responsible and accounted for results. I don't want to be the sole ruler. I stand for cooperation, but controlling transfers is a condition for me. Now, as Ineos are in and are trying to put together a new structure that would have a director of football, a director of recruitment, the CEO setting the style of play and bringing in players that suit this style of play, and then instructing the manager to play this kind of football. Now, this is the new structure that Ineos is trying to put together, according to Sir Jim Ratcliffe during some of the interviews that he's been granted. Now, Simon Mullock, who writes for a newspaper which is known to be an affiliate of Erik Ten Hag's agency or very close to Erik Ten Hag's agency, have brought up this very important update. So, now already, news out there indicates that if Ineos is going to relieve Erik Ten Hag off his post, it won't necessarily be about the performance on the pitch. And this is what Simon Stone of the BBC is saying, that regardless of what happens to United this season, the decision on the manager won't be solely based on whether the results on the pitch had gone wrong, as we are seeing, or anything. But it will depend on whether the manager agrees to work with the current or the new conditions that they will set for him with regards to how issues of player transfer and all the other things will be made. So it remains to be seen how this will pan out with regards to whether Erik Ten Hag will be staying or not. It's very, very, very interesting. Now, we also have to take note of one important thing, that if Ineos is going to make a decision to sack Erik Ten Hag, there's likely to be compensations being paid and all of that, which will all factor into the Premier League new sustainability rules that they have put in place, the PSR and then FFP. Now, all of these things will account for that. If you are going to make all of these payments, it means it's going to reduce your spending power at the end of the day with regards to how much money you are going to spend on transfers, because all of these things are going to factor in. Remember, United are already in negotiation with Newcastle for the director of football, Dan Ashworth. And if you are going to pay Dan Ashworth's compensation fee, if you sack Erik Ten Hag, you pay compensation fee. If you bring in a new manager, depending on whether the manager is already contracted or not, well, there is likely to be some money to be paid. If the manager is contracted, you're likely to pay a compensation to the club that he is already with. So all of these things will do factor in the decision that Ineos would make. So it won't necessarily be about things that are happening on the field, but other factors, as I've stated, are likely to play a role in the decision that would be made. So that's it with Erik Ten Hag, and all that we need to know with Erik Ten Hag. Will he stay? Will he walk away? Well, whatever you feel, you can leave them in the comment section. Would you want Erik Ten Hag to stay? That's the question I'm asking you today. Would you want Erik Ten Hag to stay, and why? Do you see Erik Ten Hag staying beyond this summer transfer window or beyond this season? Well, we'll be waiting for you in the comment section. Please remember to drop it for us. Now, let's quickly switch to Mason Greenwood and Fabrizio Romano, one of the most respected transfer gurus that you've ever found around, has provided some very interesting updates, and he's stating that United is expected to sell Mason Greenwood permanently from the club when he returns from his loan from Getafe. So that's the news with regards to Mason Greenwood. Now, if you remember, when Sir Jim Ratcliffe also spoke to the media, he was asked what decision, whether he was going to have a look at Mason Greenwood and make fresh decisions with regards to that, and he spoke to the affirmative and said that they will be also checking the facts and not the hype with regards to Mason Greenwood to see whether he's worthy of joining the club again, or whether they would sell him or send him away from the club. That decision hasn't been made, but according to Fabrizio, who is very, very noted across social media for how much information he gives on transfers, United are likely to sell Mason Greenwood. In fact, he used the word United are expected to sell Mason Greenwood at the end of the summer transfer window. I'm sure it comes as a shock or a blow to a lot of United fans, as the other United fans also, who are so happy that Mason Greenwood will be sold. Depending on wherever you stand, whether Greenwood goes or whether Greenwood stays, I'm sure you would have your stance on what you feel or what you think with regards to that. So that's the nature of the Greenwood situation currently. He's likely to be sold by the club, according to Fabrizio Romano. So that's the news with regards to Mason Greenwood. So a very interesting update on that. Now, let's quickly switch to another youngster from Carrington, and he's Kobbie Mainoo, one player who has risen this season, promoted by Erik Ten Hag last season. He came into the squad, or he's played a pivotal role in United's campaign this season. Now, Fabrizio is also reporting that United have already opened talks with his camp over a new deal since the beginning of February. Okay, and then discussions are taking place about salary rise, and there are no rush. And Kobbie Mainoo himself is very happy to be at Man United. It's been discussed that his contract is likely to be extended to 2029. Current deal stands at 2027. There are likely to be some performance-related clauses that are likely to be inserted in the contract at the end of the day for Kobbie Mainoo. So that's it with regards to Kobbie Mainoo, and it's very important. The Ineos have already indicated that the likes of Kobbie Mainoo, Alejandro Garnacho are likely to be the face of the project, or they are players who have a very, very important role to play in the new project that he has sought to put together here at Manchester United. So we see how it goes with Kobbie Mainoo with regards to his contract situation, and we are hoping that he's able to extend. As you already know, Alejandro Garnacho has already extended his contract. We already have Rasmus Højlund. All of these are young players that United actually need to keep and build this whole project around. So that's it with regards to that. So I am going to wrap up with what Erik Ten Hag said about some team news. Most of the players are injured. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Rasmus Højlund, Harry Maguire, Lisandro Martinez, Mason Mount. All these players are injured, but Erik Ten Hag has provided some very positive updates on some of these players. He said Aaron Wan-Bissaka has already been on the grass and is likely to, join the team next week or this week as we prepare for the game against Liverpool in the FA Cup. And also Harry Maguire and Rasmus Højlund are all fighting or doing their best to see if they can also join the team ahead of preparations for the game against Liverpool. It's going to be great for the team if we have some of these bodies coming back, because the team has been screaming for some quality players, and it's very, very important. We've seen how all of these pan out. So thank you very much. So this is how we end today's update on United today. Thank you very much. Remember to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Please leave a comment whether you want Erik Ten Hag to stay or not. Please leave a comment with us if you really enjoy this. Please help us build this community by subscribing, liking, and also sharing our content. We are grateful. Have a great time. We'll see you tomorrow with another.